Welcome, everybody. We're so excited to have you join us and cook butternut squash and pear soup with Sara Sennett today. This soup can be eaten hot as it was intended or cool because it's like 95 out this week. So I'm excited that we're making it. Sarah's going to lead us. This is one of her favorite soups, and she's been making it, for years, Sarah? Over and over again, right? One of your faves? Yeah. So I'm going to hand it off to you. Thanks, everyone. If you haven't joined us before, we're excited that you're here. And, we cook a big, huge pot of soup, enough for ourselves, our family, and then enough to give away, whether it's to people in our own lives or to the food assistance providers that you can see on the website. So thanks again. And here is Sarah.
Hi there, everybody. As Deb was saying, this is one of my favorite soups because it's an unusual combination, and I usually make it in the Vitamix, which makes it a very consistent, pure, kind of thick-bodied, smooth soup. Unlike many of the vegetable soups that can be kind of hearty and chunky, I tend to like this. So what I'm doing right now is I'm sauteing the onions, okay? And I'm supposed to do that for about 5 minutes or so. I think this is going to cook up really quickly next to all the soups that we've made, because the only ingredient breaking down is the squash, which should not take too long. So I would saute the onions, it says for about 5 minutes or so. And then after that, you'll add your grated ginger. I personally cheated a little bit here, and I put my onions into a Cuisinart to chop them because I figured it's all going to be blended anyway. It's nice to see everybody. This is the first Monday that I've joined.
Yay. We had to give you a platform to get you back, huh?
It was fine. It's just, it's just not on the radar like Saturdays used to be.
Is it that for everybody on, is it because the world opened up again and you can get out now, or was Saturday just that much better? What do people think?
Busier than before.
Say it again, Lynn?
Busier than before, just out in the,
Yeah, so Saturday wouldn't be that much better at this point, right?
No.
Okay.
I'm sorry, was there a question that I totally missed?
Yeah, I was wondering if people don't like Monday, or just the world is more opened up now, so it's harder to, commit.
I think it's summertime, so I don't think it matters when you do this. I think that the summertime throws it off.
Yeah,
So,
makes sense. Summertime could be some.
I just thought that maybe people would be away on weekends. I mean, some are. They would be, so that they are not at their home on a Saturday as much as before.
Right.
That's all. All right. Okay, so after the onion has been somewhat cooked, I don't think it has to be browned per se. I'd add the turmeric to it. Okay. And the ginger.
Hi, I just wanted to, I have guests coming for dinner, but I made the soup earlier. I was just going to show you. Can you see? It's in 2 pots.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, it came out. The texture is lovely. Honestly, I don't think that pear flavor comes through.
Oh,
very well, and they were really ripe pears. So I just wanted to share that. But otherwise, it's really, really nice. And I'm just serving a tiny little bit to some guests tonight. But it's a good soup, and so anyway, I just wanted to share that.
hi, Kay, and letting us see your soup. Have a good time with your.
All right, thank you so much. I'll see you
You're so
next week.
welcome.
All righty, bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Yes, Ethan. Yep. So she said that her pears were very ripe.
Yeah, I'm surprised because actually, in all honesty, mine were not so ripe. Not that I like them not so ripe.
Uh-huh.
Well, okay, it's a little bit sweet. It's probably a very subtle taste.
Yeah.
I think that for me, the apple cider vinegar and a little Worcestershire sauce gives it a little tang, a little
Yeah.
punch that I think I like. So, there was a question about floating the yogurt. You could put that on top. I've never done it, but
Yeah. So for those of us packaging it up, we're just going to leave that out.
yeah.
I so enjoyed learning all these new recipes. That's one of the highlights for me. Besides, the good that we're doing and the fun, it's just really been fun to try so many new recipes. All right.
Oh boy. So then. So then after this, the squash and the pears get added and then the broth.
Sarah, how old were you when you first saw this recipe?
Oh, I think it was just over the last year.
Oh, I thought you'd been making it for years. You've just made it a lot of times.
No, but it became a favorite.
Oh, nice.
It was probably the date of the Washington Post article.
Oh, okay.
I don't have it right here, but I'll tell you what turned me on to soups in general was using the Cuisinart.
Uh-huh.
I mean, there was a period, more so last year than this year, I'm not Cuisinart, I'm sorry, the Vitamix. I would be putting everything in the Vitamix. And I just love the texture, that smooth texture.
Should I do that?
I make a smoothie in the Vitamix that, it pulverizes kale in a way that you're happy to drink it, which is really delightful.
Right, it's wonderful.
Yeah. So how was everybody's 4th? Anybody go see fireworks last night?
I did.
Where'd you go?
Downtown, I was, like at Fort, like 10th, 11th Mass Avenue on top of the building.
How was it? Oh, on top of the building's nice. How was it? How were the fireworks?
Nice.
Yeah.
It was a really nice night. Okay, I can't find my Worcester shirt and I almost grabbed fish sauce. That would have been really bad.
Oh. I always love the DC fireworks. What the few times that I've been down there, but I don't know, maybe next year. I thought that the inauguration fireworks this past year, the inauguration was over the top. I mean, better than any fireworks I've ever seen.
Uh-huh.
They were so orchestrated and so beautifully framed, and it was amazing.
Well, much like at the inauguration, I just loved last night because I don't know, I sat outside with a million people and I didn't worry about COVID. You know, it was such a normal night, and that to me was such a big change. It was wonderful.
Did you go downtown?
You know, we did, but we didn't end up making it all the way downtown. We just went,
Yeah.
we were shooting for Gravelly Point, but we ended up at the Pentagon.
Oh,
Yeah, weird. But, you know, we could see all of them right over the river there. It was beautiful. And it was normal. It was great. Oh, we can cut enough
wow.
if you want it.
I wonder what it's like seeing it from the Virginia side. I guess I've never done that.
No, I hadn't
Are
either.
they-
Really pretty.
What was neat was like for an hour leading up to it and all during, there were just fireworks all along, I guess it was along the river, like for miles. So it was just constant, small ones.
Oh,
Before the
So-
one feet that were over the river started, we were seeing that too, Lynn. It was like here and then here and then here and then here. It was like there were so many little local ones that you could see from
Yeah.
certain places. It was really fun.
Okay. If I don't have Worcestershire, is it gonna be ruined?
Sarah?
I'm sorry.
Don't
Was
you
that-
think she can just kind of up her apple cider vinegar if she's got that? Maybe. it's-
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure, but you know what? I think it's gonna be best to add those last spicy things, the vinegar and maybe the Worcestershire, after it cooks, after it gets soft.
But Lynn doesn't have Worcestershire, so is there something you can recommend
Oh.
for her to replace it, or what do you think?
That was a little odd thing on my part. I think that the vinegar is gonna work.
Okay.
I've used apple cider vinegar. I don't know, maybe you want to add a different vinegar also, something that would be, oh, I don't know, maybe like lime juice. Oh, it's just that extra little kick, that little
Yeah,
bite.
it's a different flavor. I know I
You know-
have it, I just can't find it.
It's all very subtle, folks. It's not major, as someone had said that they didn't feel like it tastes, you can actually taste pear. But out of all the pears, the Bosque pear should have the most flavor, I think, but.
Of course, the Potomac Giant ran out of Bosque pears, so I have 3 Bosque pears and 3 red pears.
Okay, that's
Love
fine.
red pears.
You can use apples too.
Ooh, that's
Oh,
good.
apples would work, I guess.
Yeah. The difference is that it might just take a little bit longer to get soft, but sure. The whole idea is, you usually mix butternut squash with all kinds of other vegetables and this is a fruit. And I thought that was kind of cool.
Yeah.
Where is this?
But the idea, Deb, you said you made the smoothies. I do that all the time in the Vitamix. It's like heaven, the texture. And that's what turned me on to the soups. But other than this soup, which will puree smoothly, and I like that texture, in other soups that have multiple ingredients, I like to keep some bulky. So after it cooks down, like anything, I reserve some of the just soft, mushy vegetables and then literally add that into the pureed soups at the end. So you have some body to it.
And
You have
this
some
one too,
body.
Sarah? You do that on this one too, or do you like this one
No.
all velvety?
This is an exception.
Oh,
I
okay.
guess you could, but mostly this one calls to me to be smoother, a little more puree.
Okay.
But that's the only one. Everything else I do, all the things that we've made, stews or the chili-like things, I always do that to it.
Yeah.
Did you put the salt and pepper in?
I didn't do that yet. Let's see. I think you can do it now. I just have a hard time when I see all these whole big pieces not yet softened. But I may try it now so I don't forget it. Deborah, the delivery points the same now as they were like a few months ago, like in
I'm glad-
Bethesda?
I'm so glad that you just asked me that, because I meant to like remind myself to tell everyone. Actually, the Here to Help time is going to change a little bit starting this coming weekend. It's going to be 9:30 to noon at that same backyard parking lot behind the Bethesda Presbyterian Church. So it's all updated on the website, but 9:30 to noon instead of 10 to 2.
Got it.
Thank you
Thank
for
you.
asking. Yeah.
Did you remember to update the information, Deb, about Up County?
No, because I didn't get new information from them yet.
Well, I mean, I thought you said they were only doing deliveries. They're only doing the box pickups on Thursdays. They had been doing them Tuesday,
Oh,
Thursday,
I
and
changed
Friday.
that, but then when you asked about soup delivery, she said you can drop them off anytime,
Yes.
right? But I changed,
Yes,
yeah.
because I'm assuming that's only because the schools are no longer using their freezers. Because remember, at one point, we had to go the day they were.
I
I
guess.
didn't follow up beyond that, so, okay. Yeah, so when I got there on Tuesday, for anyone who takes up to Up County, there was no one there. There was no one outside, and I had to go back to knocking on the door to find someone to actually pick up the soup.
Oh,
Hasn't Black Rock moved? The
Nope.
hub
Nope,
moved?
nope,
I
nope, not, they hadn't last week.
I know that
assuming-
they're going to.
She didn't, we got this note from the director. She did not mention that at all.
Huh. Well, I
Deb?
heard that
Again,
Black
sorry,
Rock, that Black Rock is becoming Black Rock again, and that the hub is going to be housed in the Regional Services Center.
Which
Yes,
is where's that?
Very
It's
close
nearby,
Okay,
but I don't know when that's happening.
yeah, it's, the signups to help up there this month have changed, and they're not doing any more, like Marge had said, they're not asking for any people to help do home deliveries. They are going to do packing food boxes and produce bags Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday at the hub. And starting this Friday, they're going to start packing boxes at a warehouse in Rockville while this new hub is getting finished for them, and while the old hub, the Black Rock Center for the Arts, is going to start doing more and more art projects and summer camps. So there will be a location in Rockville, and the fun thing is that they will award SSL hours for students who come with parents to help in Rockville. That was not an option in Germantown. So Thursday and Friday, all day, there's 2 shifts. I think it's 9:30 to noon and 12:30 to 3. They'll have volunteers help pack produce boxes and bags in Rockville. So it's all on our website.
okay, can we find out then? So tomorrow I am delivering to Black Rock in Germantown. At some point, you're gonna tell me, don't go there, right?
Right. Remember, Marge, we spoke to her a few days ago and she said, we'll accept the soups anytime
Right.
we'll deliver them in Germantown for now.
For now, okay, but I want
When
to know.
it
when for
changes,
now.
I will let you all know. Absolutely.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Sorry to be a troublemaker.
That's all good. So Ole, you said you work weekdays, so Saturday was better for me. I'm sorry, but I'm glad you're joining us when you can. And I don't have fresh ginger, but I have dry. Should I add more towards the end, do you think? Sometimes, I don't know, Sarah, you're in charge. What do you think? Should she add the dry ginger later?
yeah, I would do it later. I would do it later. I mean, at the point that you're using your immersion blender.
Oh, good idea. Okay.
Look what I found. Yay.
Okay.
Success.
Yeah.
I don't own an immersion blender, seeing that I'm totally in love with my Vitamix, but did you find that it works better for certain things than the Vitamix? I've never used the immersion blender.
Well, I think that the immersion blender is great because you don't have to pour it from the pot while it's hot into a blender and then pour it back. That's the reason I love the immersion blender. All you do is take this thing
I know.
inside your soup and let it rip. So they both work really well, but it's less chance of splattering and dropping and burning. That's all.
It is a little tricky. I do it in stages, partial loads in the Vitamix. But I was just curious because the texture from the Vitamix is so different than I would
It makes it particularly great. Yeah, I don't know that most blenders pulverize as like that. But if you get a good immersion blender, it can almost be that good.
Really?
Almost, yeah.
What kind do you recommend? Just in case I ever wanted one, to get one as a gift.
What did we just get? A Cuisinart?
Okay.
Yeah. But there's a whole bunch of them.
Yeah.
So I don't know, but that was a good one. Maybe Marge, what do you use, Marge?
I also have a Cuisinart. A couple of years ago, Sherry Stahl, who's not on the call today, said to me, "You don't have an immersion blender? This will change your life." You know what? I thought she was crazy, but I eventually bought one and it did change my life. She did, Deb, by the way, she did deliver soup to me earlier today. She's not on the call, but I did get soup from Sherry today.
Nice.
So, yeah. So if anyone else needs soup taken up to Black Rock tomorrow morning, you need to get it to me tonight so it can be frozen. Thanks.
Okay. Great. I think I'll freeze mine. I was thinking for another thing on the final serving, if you're making this for yourself at all, the little dollop of maybe yogurt would be kind of cool. I wouldn't use that, but my go-to is like a little shake of cinnamon because that's all in these flavors.
Oh,
So
I love that.
But mostly, I'm thinking mostly on top at the end, not necessarily throughout, because there's too much base here.
Yeah.
Let me keep this out. Just in case. A little bit more. Right?
Yeah.
Really glad you made them small because they're not breaking down. What's been cooking about? 15 minutes. It's still really hard. Well, I mean, it cooks as long as it cooks, right?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Deb, I have a very important question.
What's that, Marge?
You know it's me. You know how important it's going to be, right?
Yes, yeah, crucial.
Sure. So you asked what we did on the 4th of July, and we always, on the 4th of July, we always have Ethiopian food, and we used to go to the movies, only we didn't go to the movies this year. But both this year and last year, we did take out Ethiopian, so that's fun.
Hold on, we're not moving that quickly. Why Ethiopian of all foods on July 4th? I would love to hear this.
You know, it's very interesting. It's got to go back, gosh, I would bet it goes back 25 years. It goes back a long time. And we were downtown, I think, for an outdoor concert on, I think we're in Georgetown on the 4th. And we ended up having Ethiopian food. I think this is how it started. And then we went driving around looking for a movie theater. And of course, this was before smartphones. So you couldn't look anything up. So we went from theater to theater checking. It was craziness. So we started doing that. We just did it every year. And we do it pretty much with the same group of people. And I don't know, this year, I mean, last year we did it at home because the only people in our pod were, you know, my son and daughter and son-in-law and whatever. So the 5 of us had a meal, and that was great. And this year we went back to the people we always do. And so there's no real reason other than, gee, we like Ethiopian food. We do it every year. Ethiopian restaurants are never crowded on the 4th of July.
It's like the Chinese food version.
It is. It's like Chinese food on Christmas. It's the same. You know, on Christmas we do dim sum. Same group of people. Anyway.
That's fun, Marge. All
So
right,
we do
thank
this.
you for explaining.
So as we're sitting there eating our Ethiopian food, for which they decided I had to bring an appetizer, and I thought, what better appetizer than watermelon gazpacho? So I haven't made it since yesterday. And of course they want the recipe, but somehow we got distracted and started talking about squirrels. What's the name of that? Who's the squirrel?
Find it and send it to you. I have
Well, no, I can find it, I'm sure also, because I think one of them was Fat Gus, and then Fat Gus turned out to be a female, remember? So
Yes.
if I look up Fat Gus and squirrel, I'll find it. I thought you might know the guy's name. I think it was Mark something.
I don't know, but I had a pandemic crush on that guy. Adorable.
Tell everyone else what this is about.
No, I'll have to get the link. Actually, Marge, are you cooking today or are you talking?
I'm cooking. I'm simmering right now.
All right.
I can do it
Well,
while I
I'll
simmer.
find the link and I'll show it to everyone. But, oh, you've got Fat Gus? Yeah, but we have to,
I know,
Bring
I
it
can
on
send
here.
it to you.
okay, yeah, do
Is it
that.
this one?
Text it to me so that I can show everyone. But Nancy is asking about freezing soup before dropping off. And yes, Nancy, we try to deliver everything frozen because then it gives so much more. A, you're not worried about it spilling in your car, but B, it allows for transportation without worrying of the food getting too hot, especially this week when it's so darn hot. We really do try to freeze everything and deliver it frozen. Where are you located, Nancy? Are you near Carter-Rock at all? Yes? Okay, so Marge is going to contact you on the chat
Unmute.
because we are on Facebook Live. So Marge, you want to talk with Nancy on the chat?
Yeah, we could do that. Nancy, or if you want to talk, unmute. We can
Okay,
talk.
I just unmuted.
Okay, so where do you actually live?
Right near the village in Potomac Falls.
Okay, fine. I'm going to type my email address in the chat and my house address, and you can bring it over here if you don't have a freezer that's big enough. The one thing I wanted to say about freezers, though, is that Cheryl said something to me. I don't know where she is today, but she said something about some of the containers cracking, the flat containers cracking. And I had never seen that until last week when I saw a cracked one. And I was blown away, like the top cracks. So I'm not sure why that happens. I think it may happen if you seal the soup when it's too warm and then put it in the freezer. That's the only thing I can figure.
Okay. All right, is everyone at the point where they're just simmering? Should I show you the squirrel video?
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Give me a thumbs up if you want to see the squirrel video. No, people are cooking. I'm seeing faces, but no hands up. Bless you.
I can watch it myself. I know the
I can
squirrel
figure
video.
out how to do it. It's really just adorable and hysterical.
We
let's-
can hop through some of it maybe and, skip one. 'cause
No,
once we
you
get the
gotta be a purist. It's only 6. We've got time for our soup to simmer. Hold on.
Okay.
Let me figure out and remember how to do this.
To share your screen, right?
Yeah.
Make it bigger.
I know. Hold on. I'm trying to open it. Oh, no.
Who's going? They're moving.
Hold on.
Oh,
Oh, I've seen this, I think.
I get it
Guy
bigger.
goes wild.
This is a bird feeder, and everything to my left is my attempt at making it squirrel proof. If they want the bird seed, they will first need to pass through what is basically an 8-part Ninja Warrior obstacle course for squirrels. This course is extremely challenging. It is not slow-mo, and see if you can spot the two
Which one?
His name is-
slow-mo, and see if you can spot the two critical things he does to make sure he lands feet down. Did you catch it? Right. This is a bird feeder, and everything to my left is my attempt at making it squirrel proof. If they want the bird seed, they will first need to pass through what is basically an 8-part Ninja Warrior obstacle course for squirrels. This course is extremely challenging. It is not for the timid of heart. But out of the gate, I will admit that in hindsight, that I completely underestimated my adversary. For starters, here's where I've placed their favorite bird feeder, at the end of the course. And to sweeten the deal, right below that, there's a trap door. And if they step here, it releases a butt ton of walnuts and unfurls some celebratory banners. Why walnuts? I'm glad you asked. I'm using walnuts because over the course of a week, I put out a buffet of 7 different nuts and seeds. And all 4 times I repeated the experiment, walnuts were always the one they ate first. What's great about placing this here is it levels the playing field, as the birds can fly up and get as much food as they want anytime they need it. The squirrels, however, will have to work for it, because the only way to make it to this platform is if they work their way through my 8-part Ninja Warrior obstacle course, which
Deb, the sound is off, right?
it just went off. Yeah. Carrie? Carrie? I'm just watching something. Could you tell me again, Goldman Sachs is Wednesday? At 3. Okay. Yeah, I just needed to know the time. Okay.
There is no audio, right?
Every time I give my squirrels seeds or apple cores, I think of this and feel guilty. And then I decided my squirrels aren't that smart.
What, Marge?
Oh, I said every time I feed my squirrels pumpkin seeds or apple cores, I think of this video.
Oh.
My squirrels are not this smart. And plus I don't have the patience to do all the physics of building this thing.
And sadly, all good things must come to an end.
Jeez, that's so funny.
Isn't that great?
Yeah,
I love those people. Nancy, do you have your hand up for some reason or just a coincidence?
Coincidence. I think that was a hand up when you asked us a question if we wanted to see the squirrel video.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Sorry.
I don't know if you guys have seen that before, but I'll put a link to it in the chat if anybody's interested in sharing it elsewhere. Just makes me laugh all the time. All right, how's everybody's soup? We're well into our 25 minutes of simmering, right?
yeah, I know. Only one of my pots is softer than the other.
Huh. And that doesn't
No,
usually happen, Sarah?
Yeah, you were right, Deb. There was
Ah, I know, it sounds like I put the kibosh on you, or I don't know what you call it.
No, I don't think so. I think that in all honesty, probably more got dumped into one.
Yeah.
Oh, good. It's all good, but I'm surprised how long it takes to get this a little soft.
Well, you know,
Oh,
don't
what a
forget,
squash.
there's always that trick that we learned, and Susan and I used really hot broth today because we made the broth out of our shavings of all the onions and butternut squash and whatever. So we added it hot. So it started boiling pretty quickly. The trick is not to add your broth unless it's hot, because otherwise it cools the whole process down so much that it takes a long time for it to come up to boil. Yeah.
Oh, that's a great idea. No. Okay, I'll do that in the future, and that's probably why. I was just surprised. It's not that.
So I'll tell you, I think Lynn and I and Carol Weil are going to try some of the cool soups before we all cook them together. But some of them actually aren't even soups that we're going to need to cook. So that it should be a really interesting next couple of weeks. This one on next Monday is a fantastic soup. You've heard Marge talk about it, and I've made it 3 times myself. It's a watermelon gazpacho. It is delicious. And there's no cooking, right, Marge? We just throw it in a blender or a Vitamix or what have you. And it is absolutely delicious. And it's really pretty. I've served it in martini glasses with a little bit of chopped watermelon and avocado on top. And I mean, you'll be proud to have any guest over and serve that. It's delicious. So I hope you guys join us next Monday. And then after that, we're going to start trying to make a whole host of different chilled soups for a few weeks. Because remember, we had the guy from Adventist on a few weeks ago who was telling us that really his people, that his food, that his hub is servicing really would like some lighter and cool soups if we can make them. So we're going to try a bunch of those. It should be fun.
Yeah, on the avocado while you're buying, remember that the soup that you're going to freeze should not get avocado. You can only serve the avocado on the soup that you're serving fresh.
Or you can eat, you can have chips and guac with your wine while you're cooking, which is what I'll be doing.
Of course you.
Me too. Okay. There you go.
Oh, came to visit me. It's a watermelon.
A new baby at your house, Marge.
Oh God, they're so heavy. Yes, I have a half of one in the fridge from yesterday.
It's amazing how much soup you cook, Marge. It is crazy.
I have not, well, yesterday was just for the group, for the people we're having dinner with. And plus, I know someone whose son just got engaged. They're having an engagement party, and she was told she had to bring an appetizer, and she's bringing the watermelon gazpacho. So I gave her a taste of it yesterday. She got a bowl yesterday, and I gave her the recipe. So
Fantastic.
if anyone wants to try it at an individual level, either look for Melissa Clark's recipe online from the New York Times, or basically cut everything by about a third. And it works.
That's great, the idea of the watermelon gazpacho, because you buy it in such a huge quantity and you can only eat so much. So that's going to be great.
Yeah.
I just made something for dinner company twice over because it was so good. It's not cooked at all. And it uses an avocado, a fennel, part of a fennel bulb, just 2 tablespoons of yogurt, lemon juice, ice cubes, cucumber. I got the cucumber using the skin in the Vitamix, the English cucumber. Oh my God, with dill on top and basil and jalapeno pepper. Put that in. It is so good.
Is there a recipe?
Yep, I got the recipe right here.
Will you put it in the chat? Nope.
I have it printed.
Okay.
I will, if I could send it to you, I'd
Go
want
ahead.
to.
Yeah.
I don't know what, I scan it and give it to you.
Yeah, scan it to me,
It
and then
is-
maybe like your soup today, I'll be able to find it online. Perfect.
Well, yeah, I probably got it, I got it through, I don't know what, like an Epicurious type site. Anyway,
Yeah.
well, what
send it
I
to me.
learned ancient here is pumpkin seeds, okay? If you toast them, oh my God, they are incredible. And you sprinkle these on top toasted.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's heaven.
Oh, that's fantastic. I'm gonna look forward to that one, Sarah. I want to see that.
Great.
You mean I have to deprive my squirrels of their pumpkin seeds?
Listen, that squirrel that we just saw, he eats better than we. with
Exactly.
full walnuts. Why would he want bird seed?
Exactly.
It's true. Although, they do like to sit underneath the bird feeder to see if they eat the shells from the sunflower seed. I don't quite understand that, but they'll eat anything. They would not eat carrots. For some reason I had carrots. Oh, I know. I made something with I made a banana bread with grated carrots in it, Deb. Gee, why would I make banana bread, right? So, and I took the tops and I thought, well, I'll leave them out for the squirrels. They sat there for 2 days. They were not interested in carrots at all.
Huh. Interesting.
I was surprised. I was very surprised because, perhaps if it were growing in my garden, they'd be interested.
Exactly. My dogs will eat the yicky parts of carrots, not like the really brown, rooty parts, but right below that. They'll eat the tops of carrots and they love carrots.
Huh. I think my dog is too old, and if he bit into a carrot, his teeth would fall
His
out.
whole head would explode. Yeah, don't do that, Marge.
Yeah, too old. Wouldn't work. Poor little guy. I'd have to cook the carrots first.
Aw, good mama. All right, so Sarah, we're going to,
I think
when we stick a fork in our squash and our pears and it's soft, we can
Yes.
take the immersion blender or put it in our Vitamix. And
Right.
then we're going to blend it until really smooth. We don't want any chunks left in this one. And
well,
then
yeah,
we're gonna taste it and maybe adjust the seasonings and
That's
add a little apple cider vinegar, a little Worcestershire.
I would do it. I'm doing it right now as mine is, it's done cooking. I'm going to put it in the Vitamix, but I would put it in even before you're using the blender,
Okay,
immersion blender.
all right, we're gonna go do it now.
You're going to probably want to up it.
Okay.
No matter what I said. I mean, a quarter of a cup per is not that much.
And
You wanna
of
just
both of
maybe-
them? Of both, the
Well,
vinegar
I
and,
said flashes of the Worcestershire, if you have that, you don't have to use that. But of the vinegar, I only called for a quarter of a cup between my two pots, and I know it's not enough. I
Okay.
know, another tablespoon or so. My
Okay.
pots are big.
all right, we're gonna do it now, so we can be all on together while we immersion blend. That'll be fun. Okay.
Yeah, okay, I'm gonna put it in the, okay. Definitely.
Oh my goodness, mine is so, Susan's is so delicious. We went a little heavy on the cider vinegar and much lighter on the Worcestershire, and we added some salt and pepper. And so far, it's fabulous. We're like fighting over whether or not to add lime or not. It's so good. You know what I got to tell you? And Lynn, you probably already know this, but I don't know about anybody else. last week we were making soup and Holly Goral, I said to everyone, add your lime before you serve it because it's so much better with the lime. And Holly said, oh, I just tasted mine and I knew it needed something tart or vinegary. I can't remember what she said. And I have been walking around for 5 days saying, how do people know what's missing with food? And so 2 out of the thousands of people that like roll their eyes at me said, watch, what's it called, Lynn? Heat, salt.
Salt, fat, acid, heat.
Yep. And I spent 4 happy hours watching this mini series on Netflix this weekend. I got to
I
tell
haven't
you,
watched it.
You did, right? You loved it?
No, I started it, but I need to watch it.
Oh,
What's the
Lynn, you're
name?
gonna love her. What, Marge?
Repeat the
Oh,
name.
she's funny. Yeah.
Lynn, Marge wants the name and you know I'm not gonna get it right. What's it called?
It's I think it was a book. It's called
Yes.
Salt, Fat, Acid, Heat.
Yes.
Right,
And
it's a
she's
book.
done a
That's what I know.
show or a documentary.
Okay.
Actually, I think the book came first, she says in the show. My
Yeah.
daughter had given me this book and I loved it until I cracked it open because I didn't crack it open. And then I don't know why, but I cracked it open this weekend and she's wonderful. Her name is, I think, Samir, and she's Iranian and from California. And she traveled the world to figure out how the best food is made and understand.
You should invite her. Invite her to do soup.
Oh, I'm going to. That's going to be so fun. Anyway, you guys, if you're interested, watch this show on Netflix. It's 4 episodes. It really helps you understand how food is put together and the complexities of what's fabulous.
Great.
Okay, here's my question about the soup. I
Yeah.
think my soup is a little too acidic. So
Lynn?
I'm wondering if I should
Lynn and
throw,
Sarah, what should she do? Too acidic.
I'm thinking like agave or something.
Oh, you could put, yeah, a little something sweet.
Sweet. You said it was a little acidic. Do you think
How
that was
about
from vinegar?
How about maple syrup?
Oh, that sounds
Yeah, that would be
yummy.
great.
Lynn, only if you bring some over.
Oh,
Wouldn't salt
I don't know if I have
actually
any.
counteract that, or that's a totally different thing altogether?
It's got plenty of salt because
Oh.
it has salt in the broth and I added salt. So
And you don't have any honey or maple syrup?
I
Nothing?
have honey. I don't have maple syrup.
can
I'm
Try
use
thinking
that.
I
just
was-
a little and see what you think.
why don't you Google it?
Well, I was thinking agave might work. And that's easier to put in than the honey.
Good.
All right, the honey could get a little thick. It's hard to incorporate. Well, Marge, were you saying that you think it was from the cider vinegar? Do you think it was,
I only put in a quarter of a cup.
that
I'm
was
thinking-
that was a lot. No, it's not a lot for the quantity.
Okay.
Quantity,
Here, the
What is
way
it?
to achieve balance is to add fat or sugar to mute the sourness.
Not
So
Acid. I'm gonna do agave. I'll see. What do you think?
what if you just blended a little bit of yogurt into it?
I'm afraid about freezing it with the yogurt. I don't know how
Oh.
that's gonna go. It's not worth it to mess
Yeah.
with it when you have this quantity made already. So I'm thinking,
Yeah,
okay, I'm thinking I'm gonna try the agave. It can't hurt it, right?
right,
It'll
right.
just-
Or, that'll be fine.
Well, you guys, it is past our hour. So if everyone's happily working on finishing up what they've got, we can all say goodbye. Does anybody want to check in with Sarah about anything before we go?
Mine's still cooking.
Yeah, I know. I'm gonna pay attention and make my broth hotter to begin with. It finally did cook, but it did take a long time. So.
All right.
Thanks, Deb. Hope you
Thank
enjoy
you.
it. Hope you enjoy
Yes.
it.
Oh my God, it's delicious. Lynn and Sarah, well, Sarah, you know, but Lynn, you're in for a treat. Ours is delicious. Yours is
I'm
gonna be
hungry.
too.
I'm waiting.
I mean, I just added agave to the little bowl.
Oh, good. Tell us how it turned out.
That'll do it. I added too much because it's hard to control it, but it'll be fine to add it to the big pot, I think.
Okay, good. All
Okay,
right.
great. I'll see you next week.
Yeah, everybody have a great week. See everyone for the really, honestly, this watermelon gazpacho is delicious. So we will see you then. Thank you so much, Sarah. Thanks,
Bye.
everyone.